lecture back to you all people. And we are starting with the new era of depression. Depression is, well, it's commonly used as a word now in the English literature. Oh, somebody is feeling something. Oh, I'm depressed. If you're tired, oh, I'm low. I'm like cool. I'm not cool. I'm not calm. These are all the different ways that people in modern generation they are using this word. But actually speaking, this depression, it's not just today's thing. It has been coming up to the people from years and years. And people are facing this problem from lots of long time, whether it is for all the ages. And think about it, nearly 280 million people are facing these problems in a longer way, that's a long term or in a short term, but they do face this problem every now and then. Why? So today, when I was talking to Dr. Neha, I just suggested let me take first of all a brief about the depression. What is it and why people have got these things? So let us start with the whole series right from the root, right from the base. That whether in this panel the young generation comes, whether in this panel the generation comes which is little bit upper age, or any of them, male, female, anybody. Now, because this is such a common 280 million people in the world, to face this problem is not a small thing. But mm, now, what happens here when they are coming from these kind of a trouble? Why are we having it and why we are using it? So let's get the whole background idea first, and then we'll keep on taking one thing. See, depression as a general, when you're talking today, you're seeing panic, some condition or some accident, and you got panic, oh God, and then you get the stress. When you are at work, your boss or your superior, they just try to hammer your head, keep on hammering, oh, you have to finish your target, you have to finish this. And you can get away once, but you can't get away every now and then. So after some time, you're bound to come to the head and neck that you are facing some sort of a pressure in your brain which you can't hold. And what happens? You feel, oh God, again, not again. This, sort of a feeling. Now, what happens? In the children, the same thing. When they get the exams, oh God, I have to get these percentage. I have to do this. I have to finish with this. I can't get on with these lessons. So the children, and the other side, the parental pressure. So they are all coming up to all these things. And what happens? The ultimate end of this pressure, stress, come up with the no way, I can't, I'm tired. Instead of physically working, you're mentally tired. And that mental tired condition puts you into laziness, lethargic condition. Oh no, I don't want to do any longer. I had enough. Some people who can speak in a good language, they say, oh, I'm saturated today. So this is the thing. It is a part of a depression. But it's a shot. If you can come out of it, it's a shot. Don't take it too hard. If you take it too hard, it can end up with a long term. Some children. So it is affecting in all the age, whether you are a child, whether you are an adult, whether you are adolescents, whether you are aged, you are on a menopause, or you are reaching to that, or you're about 50 or 45 or what. every stage, every person, every male or a female, they all are going through this era. And what happens? And why we get it? And what are the things? First of all, the panic condition. When we are going to work, it's a small child who is coming to the parents, and parents, they don't use them in a proper way. What a child they need. It's a requirement. The happiness is totally gets stagnant in the child when the parental care, parental considerations, parental love, and everything is not given, or everything is not been received by the to the child. The child is such. The child needs all these things. These four words are very important for them. They don't see any other people. The brain is not developed. The morphologically, the brain is so small, so timid, so it's a it's beautiful small brain which is not mature enough. And that children, they need what? They need you. Like a old age, people who are bedridden, they need a people like you. They need a care. They need to be considered. They shouldn't be. They think, oh, you're telling them good. They will be so happy. They'll bless you. They say, oh, my blessings are with you. Because they are old enough. They need this. They have got some desire, but because of the insufficiency or the body, they can't work, they can't do anything. The body is not capable enough to do those particular work or some kind of the activities, and they want that. So you fulfill that, and then they are very happy. What they want is just a simple love. It's just a simple consideration. It's just a simple thing. But when they get that, they're happy, and that's why they're not stressful. They're not unhappy. But the same thing is with the children. When you say, oh, mom, today can I have a chocolate? Everyday chocolate, you can't afford it. Okay. Give them once a week. Give them some contract. Oh, I can give this way. And you can't make them out of it. What is it? It's a simple 4 alphabet of making them understand in a wiser way, considering them in a better way. Don't shout, don't discourage, don't avoid them in the avoidance mood, which is a hatred sort of a condition. And secondly is a sibling. If you have got a brothers and sisters in the house, or if uncles and aunties and the children, because so many times these sort of a family troubles are always there, then protect your child. What they need, they should be recognized. They need that recognition. So these are the factors which put them in a timid condition. And who can do that? We adult. We are not aware about it, because that thing will sustain in them till they go to the adolescence condition. So that's why I said depression is such a word which you can't expect it just in the children. In the adult, oh yes, because I am working and I'm stressed and I'm in the office and I'm doing a white collar job, so I need these. No, it's not you. It's even the child. When the child is coming out of the bream of the mother, what do they see? They see the mother's face. They see the father's face. They see the close blood relatives. And they're amongst them when they're abused. Oh, don't take money. You are taking my money, and I'm being hard earning person. Yes. Don't do excess, but there are ways to make them understand. Love, understanding. Never ever shout, but don't even discourage them. Don't even throw them like they are not been existing. You are out of 4 just unwanted. he or she, you just try to throw them to that stage that they feel, oh no, am I that bad? Am I that unwanted? Am I that horrible child? You know, these things create. And then they don't tell you, some of the people, they swallow that in between, in that mind. And what they happen? I'm an unwanted child. Whereas they are the blessings of the God. The children are blessings, and we can't consider them like that. Think about the mother who works hard for 9 months, who bear the mating capacity and giving a birth to the child. And then maybe the pregnancy was wanted or unwanted, but if it's an unwanted, she had to give off her child for the adoption or for fostering. What would be the mother or a father's condition? Think that children. Think the children who are abused. So these are the factors. And sometimes their economical condition, the surrounding where they are been living, their financial position, their, the parental stressful position, and that environment, the aggravations, the aggressive condition. Then, in this modernization, another factor affects is divorce and separation. People have lost that part, the lost that calmness. So many things are affecting that they get separate. Sometimes they might be dating for years together, but the day they get married, even they're living together, but the day get married, they're separate. The next day, oh no, I can't get on with you. That's it. This is a modern society of the Western world, and not only Western world, whether you go to the Far East or the Eastern countries, that's the same thing, which has been be considered as the most beautiful and most um, you know very, very polite and sophisticated ones, where they believe in that ancient word which is coming up as a marital rights. But no, it's not that. Nowadays, the modernization has changed a lot. So think about the children. Once, when you think about separation, think about arguments. Once, when you're thinking about separation. And then what happens with the arguments? See, this is where so many factors, substance abuse, alcoholism, drugs, and the mother, she can't stand with that man. And then she had to stand with the man, or a man can't stand with the woman. And though they have to stand with that woman or the lady to whom he has given a promise that, yes, I have to be with you for the life. They can't separate because they have been bonded with a child. And the child is looking at this argument. Think about the bond. It is not matured. So these are the things which put them into low, even if they are silent. So depression is not just that, oh, I'm tired. That's a short. But once when the tiredness comes to the higher stage, then it is the place where the child is affected. If these kind of the argumentative nature goes up and up every day, it's like a regular phenomenon, then of course the social disturbances, social problems, the habits, they put you through the very high level of, you know, uh, ignorance or avoidance, that no, go, get away, I don't want to see you. But still, that comes to you. And then what happens? You get tired. What do you feel like? No, I don't want to go out in society. I don't want to meet these people. They are not of my type. They're not like me. I don't want to go. I want to get away from them. So what do you do? Go, get away. I don't want to see you. And that's called as you are getting detached from the society. Then secondly, oh, again I'll go there, I'll happen. So your mood, your interest, you are like a joyful person who always been giving a comments. but your comments are not being welcomed. You are always being laughed, joked. Then that time, all your things are being taken as a dustbin, rubbish sort of a thing. Then you know what happens? You get off mood. Your mood gets destroyed. And that happens again and again. Then comes up retaliation. So once when you are retaliated, you come up with the argumentative, these that, or you fight for it, fight for your rights. Even though you are being ignored, then, oh God, what will I do? And there is no one to support you. There is no one to motivate you. There is no one for you. At that time, you come up with the low mood. You come up with, like, lethargic condition. You avoid the society. You avoid eating your diet, appetite. What you like the sweet, but every day, oh, sweet is a diabetic. Don't eat a sweet. Sweet is a diabetic. It's going to cause you diabetic. Don't eat a chocolate. Chocolates are going to make you put on your weight. And that every day in and day out, hammering, hammering, and hammering. Oh, you are just a burden. Your expense is a burden. It's your brain. Brain has a capacity. Our brain and a body, they work, as I said to you, they are like they are the parallel tracks of the rail. They work together. And every day, in and out, every night, in and out, some sort of a stress, some sort of a pressure will put you through something which will make you to avoid from the society, which will make you not to go to the place. Then you come out of the interesting path that you are doing it. Your mind, which is innovative, which is thinking, which is working like very quickly, rush, everything perfect in an order manner, in that day-to-day work life. But it doesn't work. Your appetite decreases. So what happens? Your blood, your body, your cycle in the body, they changes. It happens with the children as well. It's not just for the adult. I'm talking about every age. When I'm talking about 280 million people in the world, means you can think about it. It's not just the adult, even with the children. Abuses. Financial abuses, then it comes up with the sexual abuses, it comes up with the argumentative abuses, substance abuses. It's like so many of them that the children nowadays they go through. And then what happens? The result is, or the adult, whether it's a male or a female, they go through. The changes in the country, the immigration in the country. Oh, I'm from US, I got that US passport, so I am better than you. That sort of egoism, that sort of, uh, like, stubborn condition. Well, I would rather say it's like something which is supremacy, and it's a supreme and inferiority and supreme superiority, complexations, creations, these kind of a thing. And then the person retaliate. The result, they have to sustain in the life, they have to leave the life, so they sustain. And then what did happens? Retaliation, then argument, then substance, and then more and more and more and more. And then low mood. You don't feel like eating. Oh, argumentation, forget it. I don't want to eat. So you starve yourself. Or somebody, they come out of it. Think this is the regular phenomenon with the children, adults, everybody. You might have gone with some of the drastic, uh, uh, say, some of the termination illness, like the HIV, or like say some of the cancer which is incurable, or some of course cancers are nowadays curable as well. The HIV has got the medications as well, but still I'm just telling you. Or you are coming up with a very, very severe accident, or so many things. And then what happens? Oh, my life is gone. I've finished. I've got nothing to do. I am totally gone. I'm ruined. I'm shattered. You know, that sort of a thing. And there is nobody with you. At that time, you are coming back with that kind of the mood, which is, we call it as a depressive mood. And then you end up with all the wrong things, which are socially unacceptable. And the same thing, when you go with the substance argumentation, you end up, any depression will make you to end up with biological, sociological, all of those problems. They will make you to end up this kind of a thing, to antisocial, unacceptable things, which is harmful to your health. Depression itself is harmful to your health. You leave eating, it's harmful to your health. So I'm going to take in I'm giving you a brief idea today. And I'm going to take every part. Now, the long-term depression is also there. The anxiety is also there. Oh, I'm like today I had a face where when you go to the football, instead of watching the football, you are more anxious to know about the football winning. And if your team is winning, means you've gone mad. You come up with a fight, you come up with anything that's called as aggression. Or somebody who's fallen deep in love and they are being breaking up with the lover or with the beloved or with whom they are dating with. Maybe the rejection. The rejection may be for so many reasons, or any of the partner must have found something which they don't want to say. Maybe it may be hurting you, but you, so sensitive, so emotional. Oh no, this is not right. And oh, sometime you see like a Miss World front of you, such a beautiful lady front of you, and then that aggression, that aggravation, that excitement will put you to that height. Think about all those things. This is temporary. Some of them are not temporary. Some they will put you to that stage that your blood pressure rises. You come up with so much of you're shivering, your heart palpitation comes up. And what happens? It's a panic. You get panic. Oh no, 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 like this. But that panic condition, if it happens again and again, then if you go to football and again, you're bound to come up with some sort of a problem. That anxiety also will put you to some sort of a problem that can also end up with the side or other side with the low mood, because you have to calm down, and that affects your body as well. So any depression is behavioral. Depression is depression is biological. Depression is attached with the surroundings. Depression is attached with the family social conditions. Depression is attached with the physiological condition. Physiological means mood. It is a mood basically. Your mood is, I'm not in a mood to do this, means I don't feel like doing it. We should enjoy generally. The people, they enjoy partying. Some people, they like reading. Some people, they enjoy watching movies. Some people, they like to giggle around with their friends. Some people like to have many girlfriends. Some people like to have so many boyfriends. Some people are just like a flirters. So it is like, oh, no, 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 no. Some people, they don't like this and they say open. They are open hearted. They're very frank in the nature. And they like to be that. That's it. And they enjoy that. But when they become quiet, they become silent, they try to hide and they try to remain and they try to listen, you understand them and think why they are like that, why they are having these problems. These are the factors why the behavioral nature, these we call depressions are the long term. Dysthymia is a part of the depression order. It's a kind of the um, it's a kind of the depressive, persistent depressive order. So these kind of the problems which we are having it, and it is not the children, it is not just the adult, it is all the age. It is for all the age people. Make sure, my dears, please understand this. And if you are adult, make sure this is a very, very big series that we are taking it over. So this is, if you're adult, you can talk to your young generations. If you're middle aged, understand for the adult people, understand for your children as well. And be understandable about how can you tackle this. If you see something like that, that's why I thought let's take one step. But first, like a yoga, as I said, and how we started with the series, I want this depression series as the beginning and background, complete idea that when I'm talking of depression, it's not just one. I will take how economically the depression affects, how abusively depression affects, and why you have to do, why it is happening, and then what are the pros and cons. So this depression phenomenon is not just one. And then you know what happens in the later stage. One, we are finding this antisocial behavior, burglary, vulnerability. The children goes into asylum. The child had child care units, and then the fights, the family problems, the financial problems. The greed, the urge, the desire, because they are deprived from that. And then that one thing that comes up with the depression to the another person. The victimized is always been depressed. And the person who is working towards it, who is the main culprit, they are the winner. But they don't understand this is going to end up and this is going to give the disastrous results. So my dear people, just understand marriage, partnership, social thing, financial thing, every part in the body, whether you're at a work, you might be a boss of the company, you might be the director of the company, you might be given a torture from your directors of the company. Everything will be there. I'm also responsible woman. Like you guys are there, everybody is responsible at that stage, at that particular chair on which you are sitting, whether it's a father chair, mother chair, brother, sister, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, lover boy, lover girl, any of that, whether it's a grandmother, grandfather, any of the chair, you are sitting, manager, I'm talking about almost every part. It's responsible. Then understand you are having your trouble, you are having your stressful position, but every position need to be tackled in such a way that you don't victimize the person, and that person can react and get it, and try to get your work in such a way that tomorrow you don't have any trouble, and the person also can give you in a ease and respect you. They don't have a hated feelings, or they don't have that anxious, or they don't want to ignore you. Now, how this depression is affecting, when we say it is a consistent depression, and I always say that there is a connection between mind and body. Now, mind and body connection is a very important thing. When you are depressed, once, okay, fine, the short term depression is okay. Sometimes that anxiety, it's like, it gives you a hormonal trouble. Anxiety in a long term. Like, as I always used to say, but today I tell you, any abnormality that you face it from outside, that will create either put you into anxious condition, it will put you into panic condition, or it will try to say, leave it. I don't want to go through this. I had enough. Or any of the abnormality happens in the life, like a death of the very beloved person, which was like your heart and soul, miscarriages, adoption, abuses, raping. These are all the things which are like a disastrous conditions of or situations, circumstances of the life that you go through. Or you are going through the football or any seeing the like the hottest things or the you're liking food and you get tempted and that's like your everyday's life. But that's not going to be the end story of your life, sir. Dear, this is somewhere where you have to understand the depression is the anxiety can also put you to depression. Secondly, biological. Biologically, what is it? Biological disorders are such where it comes from the parental family and it comes into you. And you have got a chances to fall into these kind of problems quite often. Pregnancy also, after pregnancy also, you're bound to come up with this. And depressive mood comes up. It goes into the psychotic conditions as well. That, oh, because you got a child after a long time, and then you don't want to leave your child. You've adopted a child, which you have no children, and you have been crying for a child, and you got a child, and you don't want to give up. You don't want to harm the child. So instead of motivating, if someone is depressive you, oh, if you drive it with this child, without a child care, without a chair, or something happens in the driving, you are victimized mother and your child will die. What is it? It's not the thing. It is you are not being motivated. You have been depressed. You are, and that is not the right way to live in your life. The best part to live in your life is encourage. No, but drive slowly. You can reach, and slowly you will get on with the habits. So some people, they are like that. They never encourage. The encouragement has to be there. Whenever such kind of a situations and circumstances happens, and that will never put you into a very problematic situation or a depressive condition or a mood which is like you get scared, scary mood, fearful mood, panic mood, and anxiety mood. It will never put you to that. So, and then these depressive things will definitely affect your hormones, your brain has got a power. It has got a gland, hormonal gland, pituitary gland. Your throat has got a thyroid gland. I told you about it, the adrenaline, when I was talking about endocrine systems last year. Again, I'm going to take that and think about the children. They are not even developed. The children glands are not yet developed, and still you are hammering them. The children have been raped. What a it's 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 like what a demon kind of the part that the people are doing it. People are torturing them. And then look at that children, how fearful they are, the mental position. So think about them. The vulnerability of the children, or the parents are dead, they are being kept somewhere else. So the depressive conditions, they affect the appetite, insecurity, again, that is there. The vulnerability, insecurity, you are changing the house because your mom and dad are not there. You're changing the house from the uncle to auntie, auntie to the another uncle, and then all rolling around the cycle. And then what happens? The child is growing into those situational in situation. And then what happens? And that child becomes vulnerable. That child doesn't get the desire what they want. The four alphabets: care, love. These four alphabets are very important: care and love, which they don't get it. They get put off. Putting off is a part of a depression. They get low, they don't try to mix, they speak less, or they're self-centered, They're scared of the sibling. They're worried. They try to get early. They try to do this. Why? Because they are the fearful conditions in the children. These all the things are the part of the depression. It will end at the end of the day. In a long term, it will put you into depression. So, what is this? And then how they reflect these children at that particular stage when they grow up from 7, 8, 9, the body develops, the brain develops, the glands develops, the body. This is like, like a body is, it's like such a timid, and now they are completely getting perfect, matured. Brain is matured. They understand, and then they think about, oh, because of that it happened. So it's a time that they get it. Maybe the later stage, but they do come up with the depression. So depression, and then the behavior changes. Why? Because what happened in the past, it reflects in their life at the present. So they go with the antisocialism. They go with antisocial behavior. It's a behavior, I said. Some people, they try to collect everything, like, a precious thing in a corner, and they try to make the piles and piles in the house. It's a part type of the, I would rather say it's a type of the psychological disorder. But it happens with the people. They want to secure. If you try to chat with somebody very nicely, very, 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 like a, like a very frankly, nowadays, this is, the internet connections are very, very popular. So you keep on making a friends. But the opposite person, if it's insecure, or if you are insecure, and the opposite individual, they might find something funny, or they might find something better than you. Just go away, and you get affected. Oh, why you are not like that? Why don't you leave? Why are you leaving? Why don't you talk to me? And you get emotionally affected. So these are the case. Why? Because it happened with you in the past. You have been left over so many times. You were been detached with the family. So these are the things which replicates at the later stage of the life, which gives you the results at the later stage of the life. So think about it, everybody. And that comes up with your blood, blood improvement, your body development, your cautiousness, your focusing power. It comes up with your stability, your self, uh, your confidence, self-esteem, means your mentally, physically fitness will never remain that way. You go so low, whether it's a man, woman, the gender has got nothing to do with it. It works for everybody. It's the same thing with the old age people as well. The depression is, of course, within them as well. When they are not being cared, they cry. Their reactions are different. So the old age people, they don't say, but then, they remain quiet. Sometimes they shout, sometimes they can't bear these. So they try to come up with some sort of a swearing, some sort of biting their hands, biting their clothings. That's their anger, because they don't want this, but it's happening with them. And that's why, and then nothing works. What happens? They quietly cry and they become low. No. And then they shout, they ignore in a different manner. No, I don't want to go. That's the old age. There also depression is there. So depression is not just for the uh, it's just not for the one person. It's for every age. And every age has got the things. So when I take it over for a series of this, I will take one topic, like how it affects psychologically, how it affects physiologically. Physiological is another factor, like a weather. Weather is one. Heat, cold, Then you go to the hot country, the immigration, first of all, it's very important part. Now take it from my sense. Now, because we are all here. Now, suppose you are here today and then you have to go to India in the summer weather where the temperature is 40 and 50 and you don't get the desired thing. You are put off. Oh no, that's it. And you have to stay there. Or you have to stay with that particular surroundings, which you're not used to it. You know, that's a part of the low mood. And then you say, oh no, you're highly qualified. You're very, very intellectual. You are innovative. You have done so much of a job in your life. And then you have to go to such a surroundings where your intellectuality is not being considered. Your hard work is not being considered. You are just being kept like a shell. And then, okay, you do this. In my family, this has not been tolerated. That's like way, but you don't open your mouth. You get depressed or you get subdued. And that subdued conditions, they put you into depression. So, that's called as a physiologically how you are having it. Or you come up with like, asthmatic problems or these and that and dusty conditions and all that. And then you come up. But every part, that's a physio, surroundings, environment, your friends. You've never heard you're from the high conditional, like a private school educated, qualified person or a child. And then suddenly you have to go to the general school, or you might have to go to the some of the eastern countries where you are just going to the normal school, not international schools. Or at that time there are so many children out there and it finds you um, I find you very hard to adjust with the surroundings and their way of behavior, way of talking, way of spending, because you have not done that. You're not used to it. Secondly, you come up with such kind of a thing where mm, mm, you're a child. You go to such a kind of a place where people have never sweared at you, but you find people are swearing at you. They find and counting the pennies, because that surrounding, that environment is not of the kind. Like a slums and the general. Like we people in UK, we go to the slums and we are allowed to stay in slums. Will it be easy for us? No. It's totally disastrous. And especially for the children, it's very, very hard. It's the same thing, even here as well. And then what happens? Depression. Depression is the ultimate results. Low mood is the ultimate results. Dissatisfactions is ultimate results. And you know what happens? People so many times with these depressive conditions, they think about, oh no, now this is not right thing. I must end up my life. So let's start with these and then come up with the work. Now, I think I must give you some time for the questions as well. So, what your likings are, we can work out somewhere and we can think. So, let's come up with the questions and answers. If you have got any, then you can put them on a chat, or whether you have come up on a chat. I think I have got some of the questions here on a chat too.